and welcome to Saturdays with TCF, presented by The Loop Sports. I am Zach Lilia. You can follow me at ZLiliaTCF. You can follow us on Twitter at typical_Chicago. You can follow The Loop Sports on Twitter at The Loop_Sports. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Typical Chicago Fans, The Loop Sports, YouTube.
I'm Boomy. You can follow me at BoomyTCF. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. If you're an Apple user, make sure you head over to Apple Podcasts, type in Typical Chicago Fans, subscribe, rate, and review there. If you are not an iPhone user, you can use Spotify. We've been on there, so make sure you just type in Typical Chicago Fans and follow us on there.
Also, screenshot that and send it to us so you can be
entered into a free shirt giveaway.
Which is right behind. Actually, that's the old school one, actually. So
yeah, it's similar, but better.
It looks the same. But our guest of the day.
I'm Trae. Thanks for having me.
No problem. We are going to a little bit of a drawdown tonight. We're going to be having some fun. So we're doing a little bit of a pregame before the drawdown. Yes, we are drinking the new Natural Light Strawberry Lemonade. It is delicious. No free ads, but here's a free ad. I like the can, honestly.
Yeah, the can cool. Got flamingos and stuff.
The case it comes in is also cool, but
Strawberry lemonade.
It is tough to find.
Yeah,
apparently.
Boomy had to go do a little bit of a drive to find those bad boys, but well worth it.
Well worth it. Very well worth it. But before we do that, let's start talking about some Chicago sports. Let's start off with the Bulls, the Red Hot Bulls, and Trae's got a little bit of a hot take for everyone right now.
Well, I just don't believe that Zachary's a real Bulls fan because he's out here on last night betting for the Bulls to win. And I think anyone that's a smart Bulls fan knows that we can't afford these wins.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Against the Atlanta Hawks.
In a gambling hole before is to realize that I saw Pick'em plus 200. I had already bet the under, which the game ended up 160-something to 160-something, which couldn't go more over. We were playing ping pong down here last night, and for some reason I got the 75 number and the 85 number mixed up, so I thought I was still good for a while.
Shocker.
And you should have seen my head working trying to play ping pong.
Hey, by the way, who won that game last night?
Who did
Not you.
Oh, yeah, that game. That was I had played so many games that I was already tired out by that point.
Yeah, sure.
But, yeah, the Bulls are on a little bit of a roll as of late.
Also, me and Dorno do accept yours and all of our other friends' apologies about Trae Young.
Trae Young is very good.
Stud.
As
Stacey
King,
45 and 15 last night?
49.
49.
And 17?
Jesus.
Eagle letting us know 168 to 161. I had the under at 230, so not even close.
I believe it was the third most points in a game in NBA history.
4 overtimes. So I ended up live betting it right before the end of regulation. Trae Young hit the three-pointer, which we thought the game was over right there. He had a lot of big shots, and then Otto Porter gets fouled.
And if Otto Porter really cared about the future of this franchise, he could miss one out of those 3 free throws.
7 3-pointers last night for Otto Porter, playing well of late for the Bulls. It's looking like we won that trade, it's not really hard to win a trade, which you gave a player that wasn't playing and a guy who pretty much hasn't been playing. But I have one question. Did you guys see how many minutes Felicio played last night in a 4 overtime game?
He played a crucial 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and I've never been the biggest Felicio fan. I mean, I've never really been out there. But if you are to tell me that you can't put him in for a few minutes for Robin Lopez, for somebody Jim Boylan, that just shows you what kind of a coach he is. I mean, that is one of the spots where I guess it's the game's going on, but for me, that's just stupid.
That doesn't bother me as much as if he's really trying to win that game is he sits Antonio Blakeney the whole time, and who's probably got to be a top 4 scorer on the team. Granted, I know he doesn't play any defense, but watch Zach LaVine on defense and see if we really care.
Watch anybody in the NBA on defense.
And really and truthfully, if what you said, we want to tank, then the defense shouldn't matter. And that's when I told you last night that I had the under. You kept going on about how you can't take the Bulls and Hawks under because they both don't play defense. Very true. You should watch the overtime. A lot of scoring going on the overtime.
You were like an overtime away from one of those teams scoring 230.
Oh yeah,
that was
it just
wild.
kept going and going and going. Ryan Arcidiacono actually made a game-time three-pointer coming in for Chris Dunn, who fouled out of the game. It's kind of funny. It's weird how like Chris Dunn has 6 fouls, and then Zach LaVine has a foul in like the third overtime, and it's his second foul of the game. That's just crazy to me. But
it's because he doesn't play defense.
That's fine by the standards
By
of
the
the
way,
tank.
do you know who the biggest Zach LaVine hater is?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's pretty new. It's your father.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god!
He hates him.
Why?
I sat and watched 4 overtimes with him, and every single time LaVine did anything, it was something.
Well, just for the record, he's your father too.
Both your fathers.
What does he hate about him?
Is it the old?
He said he can't stand the way he plays. He said he doesn't play any defense. He's a turnover. He takes.
Oh, so he just doesn't watch
shots.
any NBA games ever?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's the problem.
Dad,
like
what
with
do we
my
do?
dad, also, he's just given up on watching NBA.
and your dad in the
together.
NFL is one of the funniest conversations I've ever heard.
It's just like old guys just don't like to see where it's
They
going.
Like
are
the
gonna,
Super
they are going to
Bowl-
watch this.
yeah, that's fine. The Super Bowl had to have been a wet dream for
Especially-
your dad, Zach.
especially with that's weird. With basketball,
No
though,
offense.
our dads grew up with Michael Jordan. They were our age pretty much while Michael Jordan was going on. So that's what they're always trying to keep that the best time. So they
Yeah.
always. I think that's why they always.
Well, like
crap
you would
on
literally
this time
watch
though.
like Eastern Conference Finals games, and the final score was like 86-82. I'm like, I've seen D2 college games scored 10 times that. It feels like, like that's not entertaining.
But the Bulls are now 18-45.
Yeah, we got to pump the brakes on that.
And they have been
Let's
winning-
take it easy.
There's no really stopping their winning too because, but like I said, the bench will lose them games. That bench is.
Not if Archie keeps playing.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
he did
say.
last night.
I mean, it was kind of funny though. It was funny the way they reacted when he made it because it was one of those you shot. Oh, and then
yeah.
Stacey goes on. Oh, Stacey also made it say he said about
Oh.
5 times how Trae Young. It seemed like did he sneak in the building, but he's got that talent. He looks like the guy who would sneak in the building. You didn't know he was playing, but he's got that.
Well,
Like Stacey, come
Stacey
on.
Well,
King is
did you
annoying
also
as
hear what
shit, man.
Stacey King said after Archie hit the 3?
Huh.
They're showing the replay, and he said that's what big time players do.
no.
Well, yeah, he went back to when he won a national championship
Yep. So
at Villanova. So he was like, man, he's ready for the big games. He's been in the big games. He's a big time
So
player.
according to Stacey, Ryan Arcidiacono is a
Big
big
time player.
Big time player.
He is a big time player
Yikes.
for the Bulls. He's
Maybe for the Windy City Bulls.
he
He'd
was
be a
big time.
big time player for
We have
them.
like 4 Windy City Bulls studs on the team.
Yeah, Antonio Blankney is
Yeah,
like
one
league
of the best
MVP,
D-League players
yeah.
of all time.
Yeah, but that's kind of what you like. But it seems.
I watched a Windy City Bulls game a couple weeks ago. There was like 9 people there.
When are we going to go to one of those?
we should go to one of those because Illinois Media School actually does the
Shout out IMS.
Another
Zach is IMS.
I am IMS. But the sportstownchicago.com does the feed for the game. So yeah, it is a cool time. It's out in, I think it's Hoffman Estates.
Yeah. that-
It is a
Really
good time.
nice
It's
state.
cheaper
Not too
and
bad
it's
of a
also
drive at all.
no.
and it's cheap and at least you know what you're going there to
Do
watch.
they
With
sell
the Bulls,
food and beer?
I think they do. Sell
It's a live
food.
event. Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. They
Well,
sell
remember
food.
the
And NIU
one Cubs
has-
game we went to down in Mesa? That didn't have
Well,
anything.
that was like rookie ball though. That was
Still, it's
like
a game in
15-year-old
an event.
Dominicans playing.
We
in
did
the game.
NIU, which I was surprised had the beer. I know they were
Not
selling
at
Yeah.
that price either for the 16-ounce can at an event.
I remember when we went to the NIU
Archer-
football game
They're
and we
like
found
9.
out that they sold alcohol. It was the first year they had sold alcohol at college.
Eagle always
stadiums.
said
spent
Arch.
a lot of money at that stadium.
Yeah, we did.
Igor said Arch of Dimes was the nickname last night.
Oh
for him.
no,
Arch of Dimes.
I'll get behind it for the rest of this year.
Yeah, but hopefully he plays.
dude, that sounds like
Much
he's a
more.
charity case.
That's the thing. It was kind of
That's
the way
what
they
he
were.
is to the
That's
Bulls.
kind of the way
Oh.
Stacey was talking. After
That's not
he
a good
made the-
nickname.
No, it's not a good nickname. I think if I were him, I would.
Yeah, I would not like that if I
But
was
he probably
Ryan.
loves it. Probably loves it. But
Very smooth looking young Italian man though.
yes,
Nice
he's
slick back,
making some
jet black hair.
making
good look.
an NBA contract. So I think he's doing well. So the Bulls, hopefully they keep losing, but they are on a little bit of a win. I think they for their last like that.
And I don't see how they're going to get worse. They're only getting
No,
harder
I don't-
back at
Yeah.
some point. There's no way they just start losing out of nowhere. I mean, especially playing if they're going to keep playing teams of the lower caliber.
Casey Marks to say Trevor Foster. Yes, he's in the sports emphasis at IMS. So they do the broadcast. They do like some
Yeah.
commentary for the game.
That's awesome.
Pre-game, post-game. Sometimes Jonathan Hood also does.
Very nice.
Calls the game. So it's always that'd be so nerve-wracking. I was always thinking about that. If like the first time I was going to announce the game, it was with Jonathan Hood.
Yeah.
So, but
It's big shoes to fill.
Yes, big shoes to fill. But we are watching the Hawks game to our right here. They are down 4-3. They put themselves in a very tough spot. They are down, I think, 6 points in the wild card. They would have just won one of those 2 games at home last weekend.
They
would
would
have
have
helped them
down
out
4 points.
Yeah, but they also would have beat teams that were getting the point. I mean, the 2 teams they lost to were 2 teams
true.
that I think are the 2 spots in the wild card. So Patrick Kane, unbelievable. 40th goal the other day. Did you guys see that last goal? What was it in Anaheim? Was it they played the other night?
Yeah, it was 16 seconds.
Yeah. Did you see Sot? I don't know how he hockey goals are become the coolest thing to me. When I want to score a goal so bad. I want to be just playing.
We got to set this
Do you
up.
want to come to my PE class this week? We're
Yes,
starting hockey,
and I'm gonna just
I'll get you. I'll say you're an aspiring teacher, and I'll get you in. And
I've been watching some of Patrick Kane's best, and it's just like, oh, that is just so fun. I mean, the soccer ones are cool too, but I never also when I played soccer.
If we're taking
still
money,
score goals.
I'll put my money on the junior high
Did you
kids
ever
stuff
score
and
a
Jack's
goal in
goals.
soccer?
I scored like 2 or 3, but I was a defender, so I wasn't there for that. Mostly headers off of the corner kicks.
Big
was my
headed guy.
specialty. Yeah, big head guy.
Not what I said, but all right.
I'm a big head guy. Yeah. But yes, it was reminiscing on soccer, football.
Are the Blackhawks screwed?
Yeah, the Blackhawks.
They're done,
are
right?
screwed.
Like, so
I hate to say it, I got them actually -1.5 today.
yeah, that's not going
Got a
well.
little
Life
last night.
support, but
Yeah, is that one of the like
But
in a
that's the thing, they
vegetative state? But
they got
we're saying our goodbyes.
yeah,
This week
18
before they
games,
finish up.
including today's game. They don't play again until Thursday. It's just no, they play tomorrow night, and then they don't play after tomorrow night, and again until Thursday. They come back to the United Center.
Here's a hot take: should they have fired Joe Quenneville earlier?
Yeah, they should have maybe done it before the season.
Yeah.
If they were thinking about it, they probably should have done it before the season started, because
Not
that
only did they let him
period-
go out in a fairly, not disrespectful, but at the same time not showing a guy who's, literally changed your franchise. One of the guys who's changed your franchises. It kind of showed him the door halfway through. And then, at the same time, you're seeing them now, they go on that run. If that happens earlier, you kind of position yourself a little bit better instead of having this grace period where you're having to acclimate yourself to the new coach, and the new coach is putting in he put in a change to the system. I think they messed up by not getting rid of him before the season.
I agree with you on that, because we agree on something, which is
I
weird.
know it doesn't happen very. You want to talk about LeBron?
Maybe I need to be here more often.
But you are right,
it'll
because
change in 2 minutes.
even
Just
if you
relax.
want, whatever you want to say, player, the taken out of him for at least a few weeks there after Quenneville was fired, and going through that kind of during the season was a lot more difficult than if it was just right before the season started.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to worry. You weren't traveling. You weren't changing coaches on the fly, like you said.
Right.
So I think that is a good idea. Would have been a good idea because like they said, when they fired him, they were like, oh, we were going to give him a little bit to try to see. If you even had that thought, you should have just got rid of him right on the spot. Because if you knew with Jeremy Collison, I was using
Contlin,
whatever, was going to come up and be
I'm
the
terrible
coach,
with
then you
names.
should have just started off the season. It would have been a lot more easier for the team.
Yeah, and Igor said, Blackhawks have to go roughly 13-4
Yeah.
the rest of the way
And
out.
that's just hoping other teams lose.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you guys. Is there any way that you can get Seabrook and or Keith to waive their trade clauses?
No, and the trade deadline's over, too.
well,
no,
not
but
even waive
after
their
this
trade
year.
clauses,
Oh, okay.
but find somebody that'll take them.
Well,
Yeah.
but
Like Hayward.
also
Yeah.
put yourself in their shoes. Would you ever say yes to waiving your trade clause for the Blackhawks?
No, because I think it's safe
I don't
for them
know.
at this point.
Yeah,
Unless you're
it's
going to
safe
send
money.
me to Florida.
Right. Unless, like you said, unless it's a destination, especially if you get a
or
spot
winning
where,
team.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you get a spot to, make an impact and possibly make a Stanley Cup run, then yeah, I would waive that. But other than that, I mean, if you're just going to another meddling team, why would you not stay in the third largest market in the country?
Yeah.
And, I mean, hockey's still very, very prevalent.
Where fans still love you.
Right, exactly. No matter what you or how you perform, I think. And another thing is you're going to have to find a team that's willing to take on those terrible contracts. I mean, now they're
not.
they were.
They
I mean,
were worth it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you would, tell me it was going to get you 3 Stanley Cups out of it, then yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of bad contracts, Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
13,
I will be 42 years old when he is out of that contract.
and Bobby Bonilla will still be
Bobby
getting
Bonilla?
whatever. Will still be getting paid. Will still be getting paid for 3 more years after the contract.
Did you
is
ever
up.
read it? Like what happened with that
It's
Bobby Bonilla
it was like a Bernie Madoff.
Yeah,
thing
it was
that
tied
were-
with Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, and like it was either like give him the right contract or pay the sum that they are now.
Yeah,
And then they
it
got
was at
screwed over
5%
by-
interest
yeah, it was at, like,
because they had to sign Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah, and then it just ended up screwing them over.
well.
And
Yeah, who was
Uh,
like doing coke and banging chicks in the dugout.
a lot of them. I mean, that Mets World Series run was a crazy one of players.
That was like way back in
have
the
you
day. But
seen-
like,
have you seen Nails?
Lenny Dykstra.
Lenny Dykstra. It was like a video of him like sanding the top of his ceiling during like it was like 7 a.m. was when he
Me
posted
and
the video.
Lenny have had a
Going
couple
to work,
interactions on Twitter, and I'm trying to get him to block me. But
I would just maybe stay away from that.
yeah, that's one of my, him and
Lenny-
Mike North. I want to block me. I just kind of
Lenny Dykstra's
throw shade on Twitter.
crazy. But with the Bryce Harper contract, as a Cub fan, it really did irk me because if you look at it, whatever you want to say, the Cubs could afford this contract.
But did you want the Cubs to strap themselves to a guy for 13 years?
No, but that's
Absolutely not,
But you're
right?
telling me that you couldn't have put 13 years with some trade clauses in there and stuff like that? Or was he looking for that? Like you can't tell me he was looking for
From
a contract.
what I heard, he wanted a spot that he could finish his career in. And 13 years, I am so glad the Cubs stayed away from a
But
contract
even
like
if I'm
that.
him, you wouldn't want to opt
13
out just for yourself at some point?
You would think so.
I mean, being a player like him, 13 years in Philadelphia.
But literally, this dude could bat $180 for the next decade, and he's still going to get paid $25 million.
But he can still do that even if he had the opt out, though.
It would be tough
Yeah.
for me to show up to work.
Oh, yeah.
What you're
Oh, yeah.
saying is right, but he can still do that with an
Philadelphia
opt-out.
is a pretty good party city. Like, I would just be
Yeah.
out every night.
But end up.
Did you guys hear what he said in his press conference?
He was the DC.
He
He
goes,
was very excited for DC
He goes
to have championship.
to bring a title back to DC.
Oh,
Little
shit.
slip
a
up there.
tongue
On,
slip.
Bryce
Little
Harper's-
typo in the
yeah.
robot brain there.
Yeah.
But if you really look at the contract, though, the Cubs could do whatever's in that contract. But like you said, you don't be strapped in with a player. You could have put those incentives in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. And if you're other players like Chris
13
Bryant, are you looking at that? Does that make you a little worried? Because he got paid $20 million more, but also got 3 years added on than Machado. That's all he got was $20 million more, and Machado had 3 less years. That's crazy.
Did you see
Well,
that?
Arenado even more.
Yeah, I think. Who is
8
it?
years and what 31.25.
I think
a year.
annually he'll be the
Arenado's
highest paid player.
I'm still the highest paid player because on my MLB The Show, I get paid like $32 million a year.
really.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Just
that's what happens when you hit 1,100 home runs in 12 seasons.
That's what happens when you play on
Yeah, on rookie mode.
rookie
Yeah,
for 4 years.
That would happen. What
it's
is
been
your
2.
overall?
Let's take it. Oh, it's been 99 for like 6 seasons.
You just go on there and
Just smack dingers.
how many
That's
home
all
runs do you
it-
have?
I've
I've hit
aging
6 home
at
runs
that
in a game
point.
once.
6 home runs.
Yeah,
But that's
Get a
wild.
fastball high
one
every
like
time.
no, it's not high. It's right down the middle. Don't be
But-
silly. And the Blackhawks are dead because they just gave up another goal.
Oh my gosh, darn it!
And there goes the 1.5 Zach had.
Yeah, but with the Cubs, looking like some good news. With I seen Edwards pitching a little bit. That hesitation looks like he's maybe putting some control
I
on it.
don't like it.
I don't like it.
See
It
how
looks
that's
ugly.
gonna fix the.
But if
his control.
it
If
mentally
works, it
helps
works.
him, I think it might mentally help.
You
him.
guys are like this. I was very disappointed. I fell asleep about after the first inning. So like KB's out there, Rizzo's out there, Wilson's out there. I woke up in the 4th inning, didn't recognize anybody on the field.
Yeah, and
Well-
then Lester gave up the 2-run homer. So that was.
But then he kind of, I mean, the
Yeah,
rest
it can
they
happen.
tied it back at 2, and then all hell broke. I turned it off. It was 5-2, and because some guy who's going to spend all of his year at with the Tennessee Smokies is getting other AA players just ringing shit up on him. So
Do you think that the Blackhawks will end up sitting Corey Crawford at some point if
Yeah.
the playoffs
Yeah.
start to get out of hand? Because it's just scary even seeing him out there sometimes. Just knowing
yeah, you
what can
worry
happen.
about a guy, taking shots. I mean, especially the way that some teams crash the goal. I've never really thought about this, but like the other day I was watching. I don't know if it was a Hawks game or another game, but like if you're a goalie and you get hit and you go backwards, like imagine hitting the back of your head on that crossbar.
Oh, yeah.
I
Like,
couldn't even
that's
imagine being a
scary
goalie.
stuff.
It hurt so bad. It would just be
And like
That
everything just like
crouching-
lights up real quick.
Yeah,
We've all been hit in the back of the head.
It was
I mean,
like a 100-mile-per-hour puck coming at you
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
And like those helmets are good, but like still, it's 100.
There's not enough padding.
Yeah,
Stop.
exactly. You literally have to like
No.
wear an airbag
Yeah,
because you're gonna feel
that would
it.
be funny.
That
Just
would
sit
be
back
funny.
there with an airbag on, just taking shots.
You look like the Michelin Man back there.
You get just like extra padding, you get in trouble for it.
That would be pretty funny though.
But with the Cubs and Sox, spring training, you got about a few weeks left of spring training.
Oh no, there's a whole
3
month of.
3.5.
They said as of this month, there's going to be Cubs baseball.
I think like
that's
opening
full.
day is like April 2nd, maybe. I want to say.
Opening day is.
That's what I thought was actually.
But remember, they have like a
it's
5-day period from when they take all the stuff from Arizona back to Chicago.
I saw a
it's not 5
Instagram.
days. It's like 2.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's not very long.
2 or 3.
Spring training is a little bit longer than I
Yeah.
expected it to be.
Yeah, it's become very long, and then it's just kind of it's kind of overdone, I think, because
Any
But if
ideas
you're
where
based-
Keuchel's going to sign anybody?
it's crazy that he still
No
hasn't
idea,
signed.
honestly.
And there
I
really
can't.
hasn't been any talk of it.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well,
that's
all the talk has
crazy.
been stuck up on Machado and Harper.
But even the past few days without it, I mean, it's still.
I think it's something absolutely crazy that we're not even talking
Yeah,
about. Dallas
Dallas
Keuchel
Keuchel.
and the closer from the Red Sox. He
Oh,
will pretty much.
Kimbrel?
He's on pace to finish like number 1
Yeah.
all-time saves, and he's not signed yet either. And I think the fact
he's
that
no Eric Gagne.
so
though.
many people don't even know Eric Gagne had 3 good years.
and he took steroids. I was being facetious.
Hasn't.
They play March 20th in Tokyo, and then the Cubs open March 28th in Texas. So that's
Yeah, that's
exciting.
cool. They're doing that thing in Tokyo, though. I like that. That'll be something to.
Who they play? The Brewers.
I don't think the Cubs are going to Tokyo. I just think Major League Baseball is.
Oh, I was gonna say the Cubs going to Tokyo. What were they doing with
Cub-
Tokyo?
There's just 2 teams going to play over there. I remember
so
back in
two
like
some major league
02,
teams are going to
the
be going.
Cubs went. I think it was to Tokyo, and I remember getting up at like 4 a.m. with my dad and watching the Cubs play, a live game because it was like 16 hours ahead.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like 4 a.m. was the first
flight
pitch.
would that be? That would be
Oakland
long.
versus the Mariners. Yeah, it's not the Cubs.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I feel like the
Hawks,
Mariners are
Mariners are
usually the
playing.
ones involved in
Yeah.
that because with the
Ichiro.
Ichiro stuff
Yeah.
and everything. Is Ichiro still playing?
No, he got an office job at the end of last year. He said he wasn't going to retire though when that happened.
There's a good to fair chance that you see Ichiro in a jersey by the end of the
Yeah,
season.
I agree.
That
Like,
would-
why would you not? Like,
Have you seen that interview with him? They literally say when he quits playing baseball, he'll die.
yeah, that's
yeah,
what
because
he
he's been
literally
doing
said
it
that.
Like,
at a
he-
high level since he was like 12.
He took a vacation like 12 years ago, and he said he can't do it. He doesn't. He hasn't taken one since because he didn't like it.
He just wants to hit baseballs all the time.
Yep.
He's a
Hall
still
of
a great
Famer,
player.
right?
Oh, easily a
my
Hall of
God.
Famer.
Have you ever
far.
heard the people's argument that just because a bunch of his hits came in Japan that he's not a Hall of Famer?
Doesn't
No,
he
I
have
don't-
well over 2,000 in the MLB?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Almost. Does he have 3,000 in the MLB?
Not no,
He has
he
3,000
just eclipsed
overall.
3,000 total.
Oh, okay.
But still, like the Japanese league is the second best league in the world.
He was absolutely amazing
Yeah.
in the MLB for 10 years.
Exactly.
and he's still a good outfielder. Still got speed. He still can slap it. I mean,
Yeah, he's okay.
he's still fun to watch.
I think I still have him on MLB The Show.
Is,
17.
is that one you're playing now?
Yeah.
Is the
I
new
mean,
one come out?
No, it doesn't
Not-
come out till March 26th.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, we've
you
had
both
some
mad?
text exchanges about
Yeah.
how big of a crock this is. So
Hey,
if you're
out
higher
there,
up at MLB The Show 19,
Let's release it a little early.
come on. What are we doing?
the gamers,
February 26th, maybe.
The gamers, they need it now.
Yeah, like this is stupid.
I bought a PS4 just for the show.
That's why I
They're making
converted
me
over
wait
to
another month.
PlayStation.
The
Was-
Sox
was that-
the young guys are looking
Nicky
good.
Delmonico needs to shut the hell up.
No, that's Paul Sullivan who brought that back up.
Oh, is it? He just
Paul Sullivan's the
resurfaced
one
it?
who wrote the
Well,
article.
Paul Sullivan's annoying as hell, but Nicky Delmonico's still a nobody. Like,
Yeah,
dude, who
but-
do you think you are?
But he didn't write the article that
I
Paul
know.
Sullivan had to bring it back up, which is starting to get really annoying.
Paul Sullivan's also talking out of both sides of his mouth.
I like how in the article he says, really, this is when Cubs fans realized who Nicky Delmonico was. It's when Major League Baseball realized who Nicky Delmonico was.
the rest of the
He's
world
a
that wasn't
bum.
a Sox fan.
And until you start like playing pretty like decent, don't talk. I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to have the fan interaction, but I think it was a dumb thing to say. Also, a dumb thing to bring back up.
Yeah,
Which Paul
well,
Sullivan,
Paul
gotta
Sullivan.
Gotta find something right there for the Tribune. Do we want to do the candy review right now?
Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry.
We're getting a little hungry. We got we just figured out before the show started that the drawdowns a little bit earlier than we thought.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a quicker show than normal, but
quicker show. But
we do have a TCF top 5 coming up, so stay
here's
tuned.
a piece for everyone. Here's one for you.
He's got 4 sticks in there, and he couldn't just give us a stick. What a cheap bastard!
It broke off at the top. Honestly, that was not my fault. I got the
How
small
convenient.
one. We have Twix creamy peanut butter bars.
This is gonna be fire.
Is it gonna be good?
There's no way this is gonna be bad. It's a scale of 4 if you haven't watched the video.
It's like 4 stars from the flag.
I need to not chew in the microphone.
Chicago flag.
All right, I think I got mine.
Okay, mine's a 3.4.
Ooh.
3.4.
What do you?
Can I break?
Something you don't like about it?
What?
Is there anything you don't like about it?
No, but like I said, I can't just be getting everything 4s.
Yeah.
This is out of 4.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go like 2.2.
Thank you. I was gonna go 2.8.
maybe.
I'm a big fan of it.
I am a
that
chocolate
really hit
peanut
my-
butter fan, but like that just misses the mark.
I
That was
think
beautiful.
the bar, the cookie bar in the middle, whatever, has a weird flavor to it.
I think the
don't know what it
chocolate on the outside had a weird
is. Maybe
flavor.
that's what it is. Something
Yeah.
had a weird taste to it.
That was. I mean, it's not bad.
The
Like
creamy. I
was
think
big
it's
fan.
very creamy.
Okay, so here's. I think I had one of
Is
these.
there a candy you don't like?
Yeah. There's definitely candies I don't like.
How do you feel about Almond Joy?
No.
What?
Yuck.
Nope.
Yuck.
I hate both of you.
Yuck.
Coconut chocolate and a big
This
giant almond.
Coconut's disgusting.
You're
like-
wrong.
You like
You don't like pina coladas.
No, I don't like coconut.
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
coconut.
But we will go right into our TCF top
Just a bad
5.
take.
We got a special one tonight because these two right here have been to all the parks
Almost.
Except Atlanta.
except
I've
Atlanta.
been there.
The new Atlanta?
Yeah.
I have not. yet.
This summer I'm going to Miami on a 2-day trip.
Miami.
The new
Did
Minnesota.
you not think to invite me?
No, I haven't got my wife. I've literally invited like everybody, and my wife keeps getting pissed
I see.
because it's supposed to be me and her.
I see.
And then we're going to Minnesota. And then our big trip is Boston, New York, DC. So I'll have them all knocked out after the summer.
But we are going to do our top 5 favorite.
Not all of us could have been the favorite and got taken on every single trip till they were like 22.
I was the most dedicated.
No,
Dedicated
you just got invited to shit. I just stopped getting invited. There's
Dedicated
probably a
to
reason. but
the
whatever.
ballpark game. But we will let our guest go first with picking his favorite ballpark that he's attended. Mine will be a bit smaller of because I haven't attended a lot.
We'll leave some
But
of the
some of
basic
them,
ones for
yeah.
Zach.
Some of the basic ones are going to have to go for Zelo.
Well, if you guys are going to give me number 1, I can't
Yeah,
not
don't take
choose Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says about it.
this message.
It
will be
is-
blowing up saying you're an idiot.
It is the number 1 place to go see a ball game, and I have never not had goosebumps walking in there
Yeah.
and just been excited to just go.
Literally since like the first time I went there on opening day in '96, like it feels like the exact same thing. Since then, every time you walk in, like you
Yeah.
get that same feeling when you walk up the ramp or you come in the gate or if you walk up the bleachers. It is something, and I don't know about you guys, but I love all of the things they've done in the stadium and around it. It's just there was a point where you're like, okay, this place is like this needs a lot of work, and now it's back to it's fun. There's a little bit more modern amenities. It's not the old Wrigley Field that it used
Yeah.
to be, but I like that.
They did a great job of preserving what is famous and awesome about it while still being able to create a new ballpark
Exactly.
atmosphere along with it. And honestly, I didn't think they were going to be able to do a great job of it. I thought they were going to ruin one or the other.
Right. It's
And-
such a fine line to walk.
And I think they have absolutely done a great job with everything.
I think the
they've done.
next one is the guest locker room, if I'm
I
not
think
mistaken.
they should just leave that no matter how much.
Yeah,
it
it is.
like
I
the
was
thing.
in there 2
should
years
be
ago
the thing.
on a tour. I was in there 2 years ago. Room's a shithole.
Yeah.
Like, but it's
I like
in the
it.
same breath, Babe Ruth has stepped foot in that room.
Leave it.
I mean,
Believe it.
you literally have to like walk up 2 flights of stairs down a hallway that
Maybe
is
the
no
Spirit's
wider
there.
than this bar.
Maybe the
and-
Spirit's still there.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll go with my number 1. I'll go with the new Target Field in Minnesota.
Am I the
Beautiful
only
field.
one that hasn't been there?
I've been
Yeah.
to the new one, yeah.
Damn.
Especially because I was at the old one, and like it's just such a step up from the old park where it was in that little
No,
bubble.
Yep.
Oh, I love that bubble
And
though.
it was nice. It was cool, but as a park itself, I didn't like it. But yeah, Target Field. Unless you're sitting in right field at the wrong time, you will get sun very badly in your
Really?
eyes.
Is that what happened to you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I when I was there, I don't have the greatest memory of Target
general?
Field in general and of
Oh,
Target
you guys were there
Field.
at the same time? Is that what happened?
No,
Oh.
but that's how it
Wild.
is.
We
It
just
was
forgot.
so hot at that stadium
Oh, yeah.
that I don't even think I was able to admire any of it. Like I was just miserable.
You catch Minnesota at the wrong time.
It was brutal.
All right, my first round pick. I'm not going to pander. I'm just going to go off the cuff. I don't even care if I win this. I'm going to say what used to, it's now T-Mobile Park. It used to be Safeco in Seattle.
Oh,
That does always look like a cool
beautiful,
park.
and it's really cool how the wall the roof gets hidden basically off to the one end. And lately, I haven't been there lately, but they've done a lot of like modern updates, and they do newer food stuff and preparation things like that. It's just I don't know what it was. I think it's because I love the city of Seattle that I have this like fixation. I just love the stadium. So
it was. We both really enjoyed that. And
Yeah.
what bobblehead did we get from there? That was
Felix Hernandez.
Felix Hernandez, yeah.
And it's just something about the Mariners, like the teal jerseys. I've always had
I remember the
affinity.
huge staircase,
Yes.
concrete staircase walking up into the stadium.
Yeah. And then you get up and you see everything.
Yeah.
It is really nice. With my second round pick, I'm going to go with another one of my all-timers. I'm going to go with, is it Pacific Bell Park now in San Francisco?
Oh,
AT&T.
it's not
I
AT&T
think
anymore?
it's AT&T.
Yeah, either
The one with the big
I
glove.
don't remember exactly what it's called, but I love that stadium
You
right
took
there
my-
on the
And you're in
water.
San
Took my
Francisco,
second
Yeah.
rounder.
I mean,
It's got the
always
glove
beautiful.
and the Coke thing, the Coke bottle in the outfield, and then you're literally like right
On
on
the
the
bay.
ocean. It's beautiful.
And it's never going to be too hot to catch
No,
a ball game.
it's cool being a park that
Exactly.
always has the potential of hitting into like a large body of
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, and like you walk around the backside of the like right field. There's like a couple seats, and then you literally look down and there's a sidewalk maybe as wide as the bar is long, and then it's ocean. It's
Correct me if I'm
beautiful.
wrong. You cannot walk all the way around that ballpark.
Because
right?
they block it off.
Once you get
yeah.
to the right field, you have to come all the way
Yeah,
back around.
because we found that out the hard way.
Yes, it was a long.
Because we were sitting in the left field
field
bleachers and we tried to get all the way around. And the garlic fries there were 10 out of 10.
Now that you
10
said
out of
it, I think
10.
we got like 3 or 4 helpings
Yeah,
of those.
I smelled like garlic for like a week and a half.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that
sure.
was amazing.
All right, Zach, you're second.
No,
Your second.
Well, we're
round.
going back
my
around.
second round. PNC Park.
In Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I went out there.
I like
but
that.
it
It's a
was
good
it was a
show.
lot newer of a park too when I went out there.
You also
But-
have a thing, we just talked about this, the possibility of hitting a ball into a body of water.
Yeah, and it
That's-
is.
yeah.
It's at least presented as a cool looking park, and I mean,
I love
it's
the
got the nice
spiral,
yeah,
the thing in left, like the left field pole.
Yes.
And the outfield actually
the
is set
garden
up really
like
cool.
out in the outfield is cool.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh is like a little area. City is cool.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So-
like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so I would say PNC Park. And my number 3.
Wait.
Nope, he
Oh.
gets to go. Remember,
I'm
we
not
gotta
good-
have another
I'm not good at
guess.
the snake draft.
No, I have
when
to
it's
keep-
all screwed up.
So you're second and third.
Okay,
'cause we're going-
so my second round is actually a wild card because I'm a Cubs fan.
you're
but
not gonna do it.
It is Cincinnati.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go with
No, I would never.
With
I would
the
never.
G spot.
I would never.
Oh, well, I might have to if we're gonna like not be giving
Cincinnati
out
is
bad-
really nice.
I- and-
I love
And I have a
Cincinnati.
bit of a background story. I started a MLB The Show, I think 2008, and I used to play that game. Zach, can you grab me one? And I used to play that game religiously. Zach, I know Zach remembers. And I had a season with the Cincinnati Reds because I always picked a bad team and I would try to make them good. And so there was this backup catcher on my team.
Tucker
and-
Barnhart.
No, but
Oh.
this was 2008.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Sorry, I
and,
missed that part.
and this backup catcher hit like 50 home runs for me in a year. That catcher was David Ross.
No
I
kidding.
swear. And I was a huge, and I'm not kidding you, in 2008 playing that game and playing 2 full seasons, 162 games and playoffs. I like the Reds, and I obviously
I have
not
2
even-
Reds jerseys in the
Yes,
the cave.
and my dad always takes us out. They have a 4-game series.
Well,
every
it's only like
July.
a 6-hour drive.
So, yep.
you know?
And
Hey,
we
thanks
would
for giving
always
me the
go
only
out.
not cold one in my own house.
Yeah, as long as there's 2 in there.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Okay, and then
that.
so my third rounder will have to be Fenway Park.
See, that's one I'm most excited for this summer. I've never been there.
Okay, well, cool.
What'd you say?
That makes me happy. That's fine. I took a tour of it actually, and it's breathtaking. And honestly,
it is the oldest one in Major League.
You see the Ted Williams home run seat. They have it red.
That's cool.
The one that he hit it into in right field. They take you up on the monster, and holy cow, is that a sight if you're up there.
Because you probably get to see every little nook and cranny from up there.
They were explaining, how all the seats, they're actually terrible seats
because
they're straight at it, where nowadays they know to kind of angle it towards home plate.
That's wild.
But all of them there just went straight on, and you can tell. And there's a lot of obstructed
And if I'm not
view.
mistaken, didn't I hear the seats are like rather skinny as compared to newer stadiums?
They're small, and just the history of it, walking outside, all the brick. I mean, there's nothing quite like that. And I will not. It's not just because it's old, because I hated old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, old Yankee Stadium was unbearable,
unreal.
Literally, like the top row was like this.
Yes.
Is that your third?
When I think about it, because if we're going to places we've attended, it's getting pretty short on my list.
Can we make an exception?
We'll make an exception for Zach, or the ones you just like to see.
From what you've seen, watching a lot of games.
Well, I guess I could say, as a stadium, I guess it wasn't too bad. Philadelphia Stadium isn't bad. I've been there.
I've told you about our terrible experience.
It wasn't It wasn't the best.
They have terrible fans.
Yeah,
so
Philadelphia.
Our experience.
I've literally written like 2 blogs, and one of them was about how much I hate the city of Philadelphia just because of our interaction.
But the stadium itself is nice looking. It's all right.
They were the first one that did like the multi-tier bullpens.
That is.
Remember in like center field they have one, and then it's like here. They were one of the first ones to do that. Yeah.
Is that Liberty?
It used to be like Liberty Financial or something like that.
It probably still is.
Do I go with my fourth then?
No, this is my turn. It's my.
You don't go back.
My
darn it.
Third.
See, that's where I get mad.
Yes.
Third and fourth. All right. My third, I'm gonna go with. I don't even know what it's called. Minute Maid Park in Houston.
Yes,
is that what it's called?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Cool. I really enjoyed
even with
that.
our bad experience with that sun.
Yeah, it was a scorcher. We were there in July, and obviously it's a dome stadium, but it was.
They have all the glass in left field.
Yeah, and that we sat right in the sun. It's almost like fairly similar to a feeling to like Miller Park almost. And I'm not going to put Miller Park on the list because I hate the Brewers, but yeah, it does. But anyway, it was a really nice day. Even like the area around it was really nice. I really enjoyed that. With my fourth, all right, I'll take Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. It's
well, when we went, there was 10 people, and we got to go anywhere we wanted.
Yeah, and I love the fountains and stuff in the outfield. That I've always enjoyed that.
We weren't there after the renovations, though, were we?
No.
Okay.
But even then, I mean, the fountains coming down and then the one shooting up in the outfield. I've always liked that. I've always thought that was cool how they had these.
Do you remember they had the truck in left field with the target sign if they hit it?
Yeah.
Remember how close one came when we were there?
Who's up next?
You are.
Me? My fourth is one I want to go to. San Diego's park.
Oh, damn
that place looks amazing.
That place
got, like,
is beautiful.
Hotel rooms. It's in San Diego.
So that building in left field is like an old warehouse that they built the stadium around essentially. It used to be an old, like, it's probably close to like 80, 90 years old. And they built they renovated the whole inside, and they built all this brand new modern stuff around it. And we talked about this last week. This place is literally like 5 blocks from the beach in San Diego.
I mean, I wonder why Machado wanted to go there.
No kidding.
Well, and another thing about that stadium, and I'm sure everyone that's kind of seen it, they know the little beach area in right field.
Yeah.
Well,
right center.
Right center.
Yeah.
Just beyond that is actually a city park.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn statue.
When the games aren't going on, you can walk in on. I mean, you literally see that beach area right through there.
Yeah.
And they block off that park area at games, and that's how you get through, and that's part of the venue at games.
Yeah.
So it's actually a really
Tony Gwynn Park, I'm pretty sure.
Beautiful park, beautiful area.
It is. And San Diego is a beautiful
amazing
city.
weather.
Yeah, I mean,
Beautiful lady.
You talk
That's why
about heaven.
Pat Wiley was saying that there's nothing San Diego offers, and I was like, I would
There's
love
nothing-
to
there's
go play
nothing
baseball
for-
for
Nuts.
$300 million
Nothing for
in
Pat.
San Diego.
Pat's, he doesn't understand.
Well, he would have had to use his brain.
All right, 4 and 5 for you.
All right. Well, my number 4 will have to, and I'm gonna have to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Damn it, that was going to be my 4th.
because I took a tour of it, and
Beautiful.
that
isn't it?
was one of the first this new modern
Yeah.
kind of ballparks with like more
swimming
fancy
pools
things
and shit like that.
yeah, and all around, and it had a lot of technology, and it was a very cool park for us to visit. With the dome, it's not too hot, in there.
Right.
So it wasn't.
And I've
too
always
bad.
loved like the center field, the big giant wall, and then the huge screen above it. I've always been a fan.
Yeah.
So you're 5th.
My 5th, and I may have to think about this for a second. We'll have John. We'll have to go with, and although I didn't much at the time, is probably the Rangers.
Yeah.
Now it's considered one of the most boring stadiums
Yeah,
in
it kind of
there,
is.
but it's got the it looks cool when it's on TV and when it's on the
The
video.
hotel in center field is pretty
It's pretty
sick.
cool, and like it is. It's a big. It seems like a tall stadium,
Yeah.
and it's pretty unique in and of itself. But
Yeah, I love the wide open area and dead center when people hit the home runs in there and everybody just jumps over the railing to go get the ball.
yeah.
Yes. Have people fallen?
Oh
doing
yeah,
that?
people fall down all the time.
that
It's
cannot go good.
hilarious.
This is me now.
Yeah,
My
you're
last
5th.
one. Yeah. I'll do a little bit of troll one. Favorite park. It's called Wrigley North. But my favorite day I've ever been there was when it was Cubs Astros.
Big Z on the mound.
It was the day after the no hitter.
Oh, that's right.
It was the Ted
That's
Lilly.
right.
He threw 5 no-hit innings actually.
Door.
It was like they were saying it was like the most. It was like about to be the most
Yeah.
innings consecutively no hitter. But yeah, honestly, it's a nice park.
Let's be
It's a
honest.
good-
If
it's
it
a nice
wasn't the
little park,
Brewers
but
that played
I'm
there, it
also
would have been
gonna-
on my list.
If we're gonna put this on the list, it's gonna be called Wrigley
But hey,
North.
that's our home.
Exactly.
And also, I want it to be that it was my favorite park the day the Astros played the
But,
Cubs
hey,
because I think it was when there was a hurricane going on and they
Yeah,
wouldn't.
in Texas.
It was supposed to be in
Yep.
Houston and then they wouldn't let it be in Chicago, so they
Yep.
put it there. Which
Hey,
Only off of school.
I just thought of what I wanted to be my number 5. I know I can't change it, but I know you
Because-
guys would admire this. Is O'Brien Field.
O'Brien Field
Where's
at
Peoria.
that is a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
field.
You know,
Shout
I
out.
thought
That
about
place
that
is
when you
sick.
guys said it, and I want to throw that in. That's why I was
Sadly,
sitting
there
for a
is
while.
a-
I
Love
knew
that
I
place.
had one,
I
but
think the St. Louis Cardinals
2 blocks down
minor
from
league
Big
team
Ass.
is actually there now, right?
I thought you were going to
Yeah.
say Civic Center, but
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
sucks that the St.
tomato
Louis
tomato.
St. Louis has their
Low A team is
and in the
there.
NHL the St. Louis Blues.
No, they are no longer affiliated
really?
with them.
no,
Yeah.
they're,
Okay.
they're not even.
They're in, like, the
minor league team
ECHL.
anymore.
That used to be like a
Honestly.
St. Louis little area.
Yeah.
Independent league.
Yeah. My number 5. Now, I was gonna go with Olympic Stadium in Montreal, just because
Oh yeah.
this is why that I was gonna put it in. Me and Trae literally played catch in the stadium because there was so few people there that we could just spread out. We had like a whole section to ourselves, and we could play catch in this stadium. And then we had French guys yelling at Cliff Floyd and telling him he sucked, and he just flipped them off in the middle of the game. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And he gave him the
Floyd
old this motion over his shoulder and left and right in left field. Yeah.
I had that actually in Minnesota. I think it was Nick Swisher was playing left field,
Yeah.
and they were giving him the what for, and he was just.
Yeah.
I mean, his wife's rich.
But
he's
like
rich,
at the
he's
end of the
one-
day, like it was a dump. Like it
Yeah,
was very outdated.
Huge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it was
Massive.
built for the Olympics, and it held like 80,000 people.
Remember the Expos old place?
Yeah.
Where
So
did-
with my real number 5 though, oh man, I had it and I forgot what I was gonna say.
Well, another dump is where the Nationals used to play. I went there before they got
Oh,
the new
hey,
stadium.
That was
what a-
awful.
Oh,
we
that was
were like
terrible.
we got like kind of bad
That's
seats, so we were
another
up
nice
there.
stadium,
And
though.
dude, it's like
Just
you're
watching.
looking
Yeah.
straight down at the park.
That place
Like,
was terrible.
it's
Well, it was
scary.
built as a football stadium.
Yeah, they're trying to fit as many people in there, especially when the Nationals first started. They weren't the best, so
yeah.
there weren't a lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
there. But
My
you
my
go way up there.
legit number 5 is Camden Yards.
Oh, yeah.
Camden Yards in Baltimore.
I've only
was
been
sick.
by
I
there.
loved it.
I've never
Absolutely.
got to go
The
inside.
outside of that
Yeah, it had a
is-
great atmosphere on the outside. It had the old historic building there in right
That
field.
right field's cool.
Yeah, it was just a really cool
Baltimore's a
stadium.
cool area too, I think.
Yeah, I like Baltimore a lot.
Downtown Baltimore. Because like I said, I was there visiting my aunt during baseball season, but they weren't playing,
Yeah.
so we couldn't go. But
What are you guys, Trae? What was your thoughts on Dodger Stadium?
Oh, it was awful.
Terrible, right?
And
Old
well,
Yankee
the thing about
Stadium.
trying to get there cannot be fun.
Yeah.
I
it's
remember
terrible.
Andrew Jones, just every time he came out to bat, just got ridiculously booed by
Yeah.
the fans. And I'm like, you know what? LA fans are just the absolute worst. I mean, their own player,
Yeah.
just every time he came out,
Rams.
just all
no,
talking baseball
Let's just beat
here.
him up later.
We're
'cause
talking
he's gonna say the
baseball here.
Lakers here in 10 seconds.
I was thinking
too.
about it the whole time I was drinking. I'm like, that's gonna be a funny joke.
that was also like what 13 years ago.
Well,
Yeah,
also
that
they
was
were
a
in
while
St.
ago.
Louis too, so that
Yeah, I mean I hated Dodger Stadium. It was very, and we talked about this just a minute ago. Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium. I don't care if it's the house that Babe Ruth built. That place sucked by the time we were there in the early or mid 2000s. That place was a dump.
LA just sounds awful in general. Just the traffic sounds awful. I mean, the
Yeah.
weather sounds all right.
It took over 2 hours.
Just go to San Diego. It's
all
less
about-
traffic and the
absolutely.
same weather. There's not much going
Better
on.
weather.
LA is also where you got sun poisoning, wasn't it?
Oh, Huntington Beach, dude. Oh my gosh.
Forget to put the sunscreen on.
We were legitimately out for like 4 hours.
It was cloudy.
And Trey got sun poisoning.
And no, we didn't believe in sunscreen at the time.
I still don't. You ever read the ingredients to sunscreen? You couldn't pronounce those words if I put a gun to your head. Are you kidding me?
No, especially me.
Yeah,
But
no shit.
let's wrap this up because we got a drawdown.
Blackhawks lost, so let's just get to the bar.
Yeah, dang it.
Draw down first. Then.
Well, that's the same.
Meant
They're
the bar
one.
match.
They're one and the same pretty much tonight
Yeah.
because a little free beer. But thank you for watching Saturdays with TCF presented by The Loop Sports. I am Zach Lee. You can follow me at ZLiliaTCF. You can follow us on Twitter at @Tipco_Chicago. You can follow The Loop Sports on Twitter at The Loop_Sports. You can follow both of us on Instagram and Facebook at Typical Chicago Fans and The Loop Sports.
Yep. Follow me at Boomy TCF. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. You subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. And if you're not on Apple, you can follow us on Spotify, but send us a screenshot that you do. Your name will get entered into a drawing for a free shirt.
And
You got a Twitter handle that
You got a Twitter
people
handle?
can follow you at?
Nope.
Nope.
And I'm Trae Blumhorst, and let's go have a night.
And thank you to our sponsors, Monkey Knife Fight
26shirts.com.
and SeatGeek. If you use the promo code of The Loop Sports in all caps, you get $20 off your first purchase of over $30.
And on Monkey Knife Fight, use the code LOOP, and they will match your deposit up to $100. Go play some prop bets and have a good time.
And like you said, if we see you out and about, you say something about typical Chicago fans, or you want to have a conversation, maybe we'll buy you a beer or something.
Yeah.
A little shot, a
Zach will
little
buy you
Jaeger
Jaeger
bomb.
bomb.
I'm a big fan of that. Hopefully the slots are nice to us. We can all have free Jaeger bombs. So
Absolutely.
let's have it later.
Peace.